The biggest thing I hate about my Fiero is that whenever I'm washing it, water just rushes right between the trunk and the rear glass, right down into the engine bay. So if you're familiar with Fiero manifolds, you know that it's not uncommon for these things to crack. And if you wash your car right after a drive like me, the cool water rushing right onto the hot exhaust manifold does not really help that out. And it's also turning fall now, which kind of sucks because my car sits outside, and whenever I go out and drive it, if I start it up, it kind of smells like it's burning, and it's because it's kind of on fire. The leaves fall right down into the engine bay, onto the rear manifold, and it smells like they're burning because they are. And I look down against the rear glass and I see the leaves burning. I see the embers, and it's not really a sight you want to see in your Fiero. So usually I got lucky and I would be able to take them out because they would get caught on or in the heat shield that's on the rear manifold. But the heat shield isn't going to really help me anymore because it's here in my hand and not in the car. So back in spring, I was driving the car and I turned the music down and I heard a really bad scraping sound. And I pulled over to the side of the road, and this was wedged between the road and my rear cradle. You can see it's a little crunched up, and there were some spots where it was scraping. So I had to take that out, and I just never really got around to putting it back in. But I still don't want the car to catch on fire because of leaves. And then I remembered that in Carlisle this year, during the raffle, they were raffling off some of these like rain gutter things or whatever that go on the rear deck lid. And I actually won one. This is kind of like a gutter, kind of like weather strip kind of thing that goes between the rear glass and the deck lid. And it's supposed to catch all this stuff in the rain and everything and kind of make it go off to the sides instead of going right onto your rear manifold, which is kind of cool. Someone started selling these on Facebook this year, and I was at Carlisle, and during the raffle they actually had them, and I won, which was kind of cool. So I want to throw this thing on today. So the way that this thing works is, so the Fiero actually already had one of these things, I believe, which I believe is what these spots are for on the deck lid. I think that the cars had that originally, and then it was a recall or something, and they took them all off. I honestly don't really know. You guys can educate me in the comments. But I believe that the piece that I got kind of uses these, and then it goes between the trim on the rear glass. I don't know if you can really see it that well. But the only problem is, I lost all the hardware that goes with this thing. So I'm going to have to get some new hardware, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. So the top of it up here is kind of just a hook, and it hooks underneath the trim on the rear glass. And then this piece kind of swoops around and attaches to the deck lid. So what I'm thinking is that I have some of these things. I think I'm just going to use these and kind of clip them onto the deck lid, and then I'll drill some holes and I can just screw these right on. But I don't think this one's actually going to work. I think it's a little too wide. So if I put this on here, yeah, you can see it's a little too wide. So I'm going to have to get some skinnier ones. So I'm just going to run to the hardware store quick, see if I can find some screws and these little inserts, and we'll go from there. Here's what we ended up getting. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet, so I got two different styles. One of them's kind of like the wraparound clip, so this one's going to clip right on. And then, oh, there that one goes. This one is kind of just a flat one, so it's going to sit just right on. And then I got just a bunch of screws. I think the total came out to like $5. So we're going to see which one works better and which one we want to use. All right, I think this thing is just going to go on like this. I think we're just going to clip like that. Jeez, get in there. Man, this sucks. There we go. And it's just supposed to look like that. I think. I don't know. Well, she is in here. This is kind of clipped in underneath that trim for the window. It's actually fits pretty firm in there. So I think now I'm just gonna take this and try and set it up where it's gonna go. And I'm gonna try and mark with a marker each of these holes on this metal piece so I can drill it out. There's one hole marked, that one maybe. This thing is now drilled. I'm gonna go through and add those inserts, and then I'll be able to put this thing on. All right, there's that. That's on. Just gotta center it up. All right, that's pretty good. Now I think, oh crap, how am I gonna do this? So I put this thing on, but how am I gonna get the screws on from the inside if this is wrapped up? I didn't think about that. So genius idea, instead of putting the clips on the deck lid, what if I put them on the actual piece right here, and then when I set that up there, I can just put the screws through the deck lid. I think it'll work. The hardest part of this entire job is just getting in here. Like, it's not even holding my hands in here, it's an awkward angle to stand at, so you have to hunch over on the cart. Oh my God, I think it's working. So if you look in here, I have them all tightened up. This thing is pretty solid. Kind of bows down in the center, but goes up. But I think it looks pretty good. So opens and closes fine. It looks like it fits pretty well. I have it nice and centered on here. I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing that's a little weird is when you look up here now, let's see if I can zoom in. You can see the screw heads poking out of the back a little bit. They're not close to the glass at all. I mean, I can still fit an entire finger in between it. It's no issue, but you can just kind of see it a little bit. But there is this piece now in between the glass and the deck lid, which should catch all the junk that'll fall onto the back manifold. So now this entire section should be protected. Now, I don't think this thing's gonna catch on fire or anything. I don't really know why the original one was recalled. If it was, fact checkers, like I said, go in the comments and educate me, please. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's gonna give me a little more peace of mind in the fall especially, so I don't catch my car on fire. And it looked like we finished just in time to go and take some sunset photos, because it's looking very nice out. I think this little weather stripping thing in the back is going to help. I'll give you guys an update if it's working well or if there's any issues with it. But I'm pretty happy with it. Hopefully this video helped you a little bit if you want to do this on your car. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.